Very good evening to one and all once again on the third day of this 1 week International Faculty Development Program on Research Methodology, Tools and Techniques organized by Nirwan University, Jaipur, powered by Inspira Research Association. We are very grateful and we are privileged to have today with us a renowned and eminent speaker, Professor Ajay Kumar Chauhan, sir, founder of Research Shiksha. He is with us today on the topic hypothesis, citations, and references. So, without wasting time, I would like to request Dr. Aarti Chopra, Joint Secretary, Inspira Research Association, to welcome our today's resource person, Dr. Aarti Chopra. Please.
Thank you so much, Professor Ravi.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I wish to welcome all of you once again to the third day of this 1 week-long International Faculty Development Program on Research Methodology, Tools and Techniques, being organized by Nirwan University, Jaipur, and powered by Inspira Research Association. Today, we have a very special resource person with us. We have Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan with us, who is the founder and chief consultant at Research. Who is the founder and chief consultant at Research Shiksha, a unique platform to spread awareness and knowledge about research. He has been kind enough to accept our invitation and joined us as a resource person today. He'll be talking about a very important aspect in research, that is hypothesis, citations, and references. Hypothesis is so significant that gives a researcher a direction to the researcher in the way in which way he has to move, and makes a framework for his data collection. References are also very useful to acknowledge the previous works. They are the evidence and support base and provides credibility to the work of a researcher. So on these important aspects, Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan will throw light today. He's a great figure. He's a very popular figure in the field of academia and research. Before inviting Sir, I would like to speak a few words about Sir's academic journey. Though it is very difficult to take out the important points of his academic journey because he has been very popular and he has done a lot of work in the field of research. But I would like to tell all of you that Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan stands as a visionary behind the pioneering concept of offering comprehensive concept of research and data science consultancy through the organization that is Research Shiksha. His illustrious journey includes the role of director at FPM at UPS Mumbai, where he gathered invaluable experiences. Widely regarded as an international consultant in quantitative methods, his expertise is sought after by prestigious institutions globally. He is the visiting faculty at esteemed institutions like MDI, IMT, NMIMS, IAFT, and NIT. Professor Chauhan's impact on academia is real profound. His earlier association with IMT Ghaziabad as a full-time faculty for an impressive 8 years further adds to commitment towards education and research. Sir is a notable face. Sir's career lies in the prowess as a revered data science and analysis trainer with an extensive portfolio of over 1,000 national and international training workshops on research and financial econometrics, time series analysis, machine learning, R, orange, structural equation modeling, panel data analysis, business research methods, and so on. We are so glad, we are so proud that Sir is there with us today. We welcome you, Sir, with folded hands, and I'm sure that with today's session, our participants who are from all across the nation will be highly benefited. So we welcome once again Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Welcome, sir.
Yeah. So I would like to speak on the citation. So I'm sharing my screen. Then I will speak on references and hypothesis. So I hope I am audible, visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible and visible.
Okay. So is the knowledge we recently mean just 5 or 6 years back or maximum 10 years back. But now, because you are the young researchers, so you are gaining this knowledge in early stage of your career. So this knowledge will help you a lot. Now there is a term in research which we call academic credibility. And this academic credibility can be gained. So we are discussing on that. You can find out many professors around yourself who are having 30-year experience, maybe more than that, but don't have any academic credibility. Now, what is the academic credibility? I'm giving one example. So, in one of the interview, I was taking the interview, and the person applied for the post of professor. So we asked them, sir, what is your H index? How many citation you have, and how many item index? What is the item index of yours? So he said that I don't know anything about it. So we asked them, sir, what you did in your last 20-year experience that you don't have any research paper, you don't have any publication, you don't have H index, because your academic credibility is zero. Maybe you are having 20-year experience and 25-year experience, but your academic credibility is zero. So we are not able to offer you the position. Now I'm asking about academic credibility. Academic credibility is nothing to do with the experience. Academic credibility means how much knowledge you created and what is the impact of the knowledge created by you on other academicians. So that concept is known as academic credibility. So in this slide, I am showing you this picture. So in this picture, it is seen that the author is having 500 plus citations. H index is 8, item index is 7, and the citation is shown in the bars also. So it is seems that in last 4 years the impact is high. Before 2019, the impact was low. So you can see this kind of picture. Now this kind of picture is nowadays almost compulsory to add in the CV if you are going to apply in a good reputed institution. In foreign countries, it is almost compulsory. Without this chart, it is just impossible to apply in any university. If you went to Canada or US or Europe or any other country where and you want to apply in a top institution or university, they will ask you for your academic credibility. So today we are going to discuss on that. Before going to discuss, I'm just telling you that what are the main topics that we are going to discuss. Citation, what is citation? What is the meaning of citation? What is impact factor? What is H index? What is I-10 index? What is academic research? So we are talking about on that. Before showing you, before going to the lecture, I just want to show you that these are my publication of the last 2 years. I have two A category, two B category, and two C category, and I'm not working in any institution. This is my passion. Because of the passion, I am publishing the paper. मेरा कोई university नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. So, but I love to do research. So this is the proof that whatever I'm talking, I will talk from my experience. Now, first of all, I want to say something. From my last 25 years of experience, I am telling you, there are two type of professors in the academia, teacher, but not the researchers. So their career is moving like this. Every year they are getting 3 increment or 2 increment, whatever be the increment, and the salary moves like that. But researchers, initially they have to work hard because they have to publish papers, they spend a lot of time on the doing research. After publication, their name is famous, they are famous, and then their career moves like this. So teaching and also doing research. So the question is, what kind of career you require, you desire? What kind of career you desire? Teacher, not the researcher, or teacher as well as researcher? Right? Okay. So I hope this slide can give you some motivation that research is important. Fine. Now I'm coming to the topic, citation. Citation means when you create a knowledge, how you are creating a knowledge? By doing research. So you are finding something new. And other scholars read your paper and cite your work, cite your conclusion in their paper. This is called citation. Normally in a research paper, the last section is reference section. There are 5 types of references like Chicago style, MLA style, APA style, Harvard style, Vancouver style. Normally in management science, we use APA style. And in science or in engineering, so they sometimes use Chicago style or Vancouver style. But for the researchers who are in social science, management, education, and all, they used to follow APA style. So whenever your reference is cited by other researcher in his or her reference section, जब आपका नाम उनके reference section में आएगा, so this is called citation. So citation means referring the research work by other researchers in your research paper. If you don't cite the research work of others, it is unethical and stealing. Like somebody is doing very good work, you are reading his paper or her paper, but not mentioning him in your paper, it is unethical. So it is unethical and stealing. So every researcher is also desires that my paper should be cited by others. Everybody want that. But everybody want this, but will not get this. You will get citation only when your work is original and new and impactful. देखिए आपको लोग तभी साइट करेंगे ना जब आपका काम की क्वालिटी अच्छी होगी. घटिया काम को कोई साइट थोड़ी करता. सिंपल सी बात है. if your quality is good, you will be cited. If your research quality is bad, nobody will cite you. So what is citation? Citation is academic pride. Citation is academic Right. You earn it. Right. So the citation, I hope you understand. Now there are different types of citation. Simply, the first kind of citation is self citation, अपनी खुद की तारीफ करना, self praising, such as like that. So self citation means if you're writing a paper, you are citing your old papers. So this is called self citation. So there are many professors who do this continuously. They want to increase the citation by themselves. So this is called self citation. Now the question is that is it ethical, unethical, or what? So my answer is that self citation is not a problem, but too much self citation is a problem. अपनी तारीफ करना बुरा नहीं है, लेकिन अपनी तारीफ हद से ज्यादा बुरी करना बहुत बुरी बात है. So self citation is good thing, but excessive self citation is bad. It's very bad. So suppose you are writing a papers, right? You can quote 3 papers. Don't quote more than that. If you cite 10 paper, 12 paper, even the publisher have an objection on that. So this is self citation. Now, another part of citation is institutional citation. So what is institutional citation? Institutional citation means in a university or in a institution, college, there are many faculty are doing research. Suppose there are 10 faculties in marketing area. So institutions say that you can cite other other colleagues, or you should cite other colleagues so that the citation of the institution will increase. Right? Suppose in a university there are so many faculties working with each other and they are all writing the research papers. So there are many universities who have this policy. So they say that you can cite yourself 1 or 2 paper and also cite other colleagues who are working with them to increase the institutional citation. So this is a policy matter of the institutions, and institutional citation increases the ranking of the institution. And if the ranking of the institution increases, it means they will get good student, they can increase the fees, so they can use this high ranking in many ways. So this is called institutional citation. Now the second concept is impact factor. The question is that because other scholars are citing your work, can we measure it? Can we measure the total citation by some number? Answer is yes. You are doing good work. Other researchers are cited you. So this citation is called impact. So we calculate the impact factor. Normally we calculate the impact factor of the journal. So the question is that how we can calculate the impact factor of a journal. And citation of the author is calculated by H index and many other index. Normally impact factor हम निकालते हैं जर्नल का. कैसे निकालते हैं? Is there any method of that? So the formula is written here. Total number of times its article was cited during the 2 previous years. divided by total number of citable articles in the journal during these 2 years. I will give some example also. So point number one, if you want to understand the concept of impact factor, point number one, impact factor is calculated for each year. Like you can calculate the impact factor of a journal for the year 2023. 24 का भी नहीं निकाल पाएंगे क्योंकि आधा ही चालू है अभी. So impact factor of all the journals were estimated for the year 2023. Now, how it is calculated? Let me show you one example. Suppose we are having a journal called X and they published 40 articles in 2019 and they published 50 articles in year 2020. 2019 में उन्होंने 40 आर्टिकल निकाले, 20 में 50 आर्टिकल निकाले. These 40 articles are cited in 2021 80 times. Means third year. So we are calculating the citation for the year 2021. So those papers which were published in 2019, 80 times they are cited in 2021. Similarly, if they publish 50 articles in 2020, how many times they are cited in 2021? Now the total citation is 180. You can see that total citation of 2021 is 180. And the paper published in the last 2 years only is 90. So 180 divided by 90 is equal to 2. So the impact factor of this journal in 2021 is 2. Right? Now some question is coming in mind. Can you tell me how many journals we have in India which have impact factor more than 2? इंडिया में कम से कम 10,000 जर्नल छपते होंगे. ऑलमोस्ट हर यूनिवर्सिटी छपती है, हर कॉलेज छपता है. So assume that in India we have so many universities, institutions, colleges, they are publishing the journals. How many journals are having the impact factor more than 2? Right? So if I ask you to make a guess, right? The answer is 0. Answer is 0. ये बड़ा 0 है. We in India we don't have any journal which is having impact factor more than 2. So you can understand that what is the research quality of India. मैं इसकी बुराई नहीं कर रहा हूँ. We have improved a lot in the last 10 years. We are gaining the number of research from India is increasing like a tremendous exponential way. But still, in the competition, we are far behind. We are behind as compared to US, Canada, Europe, Australia, China. अभी भी हम थोड़ा पीछे हैं अभी भी. So we are publishing in Scopus Journal, SCI Journal, SSCI Journal, ABDC journals. So these are all listed index of the journals. And in India, we call Q1, Q2. So we are targeting those journals which are published in other countries. And if you publish in the journal of your country, you may be surprised to know that they don't have any citation. My paper are published in IIM Calcutta Journal, MDI Journal. But you may be surprised to know that I have 0 citation from those journals. So I published in top journals of India, but they are not giving me citation. But when I publish my paper in Elsevier, Emerald, the citation are coming very fast. So this is another problem that we are facing. The impact factor of the journals are very poor. Only the A category journals are having impact factor more than 5. So whenever you are thinking to send a paper for publication and you think that your article is of very good quality, अगर आपको लगता है कि भाई मैंने कमाल ही कर दिया है, so don't publish in low category journal. Try to publish in high quality journals with high impact factor or impact factor more than 5. So I hope this is clear. Now, how the academic credibility of the authors can be calculated. So now I'm showing you, there are many index which we are normally calculating to calculate the academic credibility of the person. Number one index and the most popular index is H index. So H index is a author level number index, because index is a number that measures both the productivity and citation impact of the publication of a research author, scholar, right? मतलब H index क्या है? H index is calculating the academic citation, academic credibility of a person. From my experience, we expect that anybody who did a PhD must have the H index of 3. Anybody who is applying for assistant professor must have the H index of 5. Associate professor must have the H index more than 10. And professor must have the H index of 20. So a person with 20 years, अब ये मान के चलिए कि जिसका जितना साल का एक्सपीरियंस है उतना उसका H index होना चाहिए. A person with 20 years of research experience with an H index of 20 is considered good, 40 is great and 60 is remarkable. ये इंडिया की बात नहीं हो रही है. इंडिया में तो 40 साल में 4 इंडेक्स भी नहीं आता. So a person, but sorry for that, but I took this lines of the Google, so it may belong to some other country. A person with 20 years of research experience with an H index of 20 is good, 40 is great, and 60 is remarkable. These are the standards in a good university. So calculated by the count of, so I will show you how to count that. First of all, let me show. Suppose there is a author X. Now I am showing you how to calculate the H index. और आप सभी H index अपना calculate करना. Now suppose the author X published 3 papers, A, B, and C. For paper A is cited by 3 times. Paper B is cited by 4 times. Paper C is cited by 2 times. Now, can I say author X has one paper which is cited at least 1 time? Answer is yes. Can I say author X has 2 papers with minimum 2 citation? Author X के 2 citation है, कम से कम दो पेपर है कम से कम 2 citation के साथ. हाँ है. Can we say author X has 3 publication with minimum 3 citation each? यहाँ पे गड़बड़ है. Because एक में citation कितना है? 2. So we cannot say author X has 3 papers with minimum 3 citation each. No. So the citation H index is 2. Similarly for author Y, 3. So his publication is 3. Can we say author Y has 3 publication with minimum 3 citation each? मतलब 3 पेपर है, हर पेपर का citation कम से कम 3 है. हाँ है. So 3, 4, 5. So we can say the H index is 3. In case of author Z, can we say you can see the citation is clearly it is visible 4. Why 4? Because at least 4 article have minimum citation of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 articles are cited at least 4 times. So this is the H index of author Z. Now, if you understand this concept, can you tell me that what is the H index of this person? So this person is having six paper hai. So can we say the H index is 2? Yes. 2 papers have 2 citation. Yes. ये condition satisfy हो रही है. 3 paper with 3 citation. Yes. 4 paper with 4 citation. No. So the H index is 3. So this author is having the H index is 3. Right? So I hope you are getting some idea. Okay. Now, if I show you, again, come back to, yeah. So I hope the H index is clear. Okay. Now we are moving to the second type of index, that is called I-10 index. I-10 index can be calculated very, very easily. How many paper have citation more than 10? भाई सीधी सी बात है, आपके कितने पेपर 10 से ज्यादा cited है? How many papers are cited more than 10? So this is called I-10 index. So it is very easy. So there are 10. If somebody is having I-10 of 10, it means he wrote 10 paper with citation of 10. So this is I-10 index. For example, the author is in the author X. How many paper are having citation more than 10? Answer is 0. How many papers are cited more than 10? Answer is 1. Yera. How many papers are cited more than 10? 2, 1, 11, 10. So author Z has 2 paper more than 10 citation. So the I-10 index is 2. In this way, we calculate I-10 index very easily. Okay, now there is one more citation which I am telling you. There is one more citation, but I have not mentioned in this slide, but that slide is also very important. That is called G index. There is one more citation called G index. ये H index है, एक G index भी होता है. Actually, what happens? Some researchers publish low number of articles, but their citations are very high. कुछ ऑथर आपको ऐसे मिलेंगे जिन्होंने पेपर तो कम ही लिखे हैं, लेकिन वो citation बहुत ज्यादा है. So how to calculate because H index will calculate come very low. In that case, H index is coming very low, because if somebody write only 3 paper, but 3 paper are cited 1000 times. So in that case, H index is only 3, but the 3 is not justifying the number of citation. ठीक है ना? आप सोचिए, अगर किसी बंदे ने 5 ही पेपर लिखे हैं, लेकिन वो 1000 से ज्यादा cited है, तो H index तो उसका 5 ही रहेगा, लेकिन नंबर ऑफ citation 1000 है, तो यहाँ पर एक प्रॉब्लम आती है. So to correct this problem, that's if somebody is having less publication but many citations, so to overcome the problem of H index, they calculated a new concept called G index. So what is G index? G index is the square root of the citation. Like for example, if your number of citation is 400, if your number of citation is 400, तो 400 का square root कर दो, कितना गया? 20. It means your citation is G index is 20. It means your G index is 20. Suppose somebody is having 1000 citation. Calculate the square root. The square root of 1000 is 100. नहीं, 100 नहीं. नहीं, ये आएगा आपका 25, 30, 30, 31 something, 31, 31, 32. So the G index is 32 or 33. Because 30 multiplied by 30 is equal to 900, and 31 multiplied by 31 something less than 1000. So the G index is approximately 31 or 32. Exactly, you can calculate. So the lowest round figure is called G index. So nowadays you have to calculate the G index also. Like if I show you, now the question is that who will calculate all these things? ये कौन calculate करेगा H index, G index? कौन करेगा? Answer is Google. I am showing you. Whenever if you want to see that what is your academic credibility, just go to Google Scholar and go to the Google. I hope you can see my screen. I already shared my screen, entire screen. Yes. So now go to the Google Scholar. In the Google Scholar, you can see my profile. If you click on my profile, now you can find out your profile, your number of citation, H index, and item index. So my H index 8 means I have at least 8 papers which are cited 8 times. I10 is 7 means I have at least 7 papers having citation more than 10. And if I take the square root of 500, it is coming approximately 22 or 23. So my G index is 23. The reason being that why this paper is my super hit paper, having 301 citation, and all other citation are 45, 40, 26 like that. So sometimes your single paper is cited too many times. So then your H index is low, but your G index is very high. So you can calculate all these things, academic credibility by Google Scholar. And please note that I am not working with any university, any institution. I am running my own consulting. So this is my own effort. I don't have any scholar also. So this is my own publication. So this is called academic credibility citation. Now I'm telling you what is called references. Referencing क्या होती है? Suppose I want to go to this paper. If I click on this paper will come here. But I want to open this paper in Google Scholar. So I copy this, paste here. This paper now open like this. So in this case, you can see there is a option called cite. You can see there is an option called cite. If you click on the cite, now the citation type is coming. So whenever you are going to cite, आपको क्या करना है कि ये पूरा कॉलम, ये पूरा कॉलम तो नहीं कह सकते, the पूरी information you have to paste in the reference section. So this is a basic style. You have to make some corrections in the style because Google Scholar is giving you very general kind of style. You have to make some changes, required changes in it. Right? Like this APA style. See the APA style. The surname come first, the main name come last. Like मेरा नाम अजय चौहान है तो चौहान A. Then you have to show the year. This 2021. This is the title of the paper. Title of the paper is coming plain. Journal name is coming in italics. In APA style, journal name is coming italic. This is the volume number and some other information. So referencing, there are many softwares which are coming for the referencing also. Like the most popular software for referencing is Mendeley. So you can use the software Mendeley for the referencing purpose simply. So whoever you want to cite, you can find out the proper reference with the help of the software Mendeley. Otherwise, you can also take the citation from the Google and make the necessary corrections in that. So this is the concept of citation and referencing. So I hope to some extent I justified the concept. Now I'm going to the last concept of hypothesis. So I think I cover each and everything. हाँ, एक क्वेश्चन रह गया है. So one slide is left. So few tips from my side. So it will take only 5 minutes. Now, a question comes in your mind कि सर मैं क्या करूं? आप मुझे बताओ मैं क्या करूं? How to improve my academic credibility? So from my experience, I give you some points. I'm sharing my experience with you. Number one, make a team. Because every research paper has three pillars. Three pillars. कौन से pillars हैं? The statistics, language, and theory. So find somebody who is very, very good in statistics. Find somebody who is very, very good in language. And you must be focusing on the theory aspect. Because if you are the researcher and you want to publish good papers, two-person must be there in your team. The statistician and the language. And theory must be developed by the scholar. So because there is no substitute of the theory, nobody can develop a theory on your behalf. आपके behalf पे theory कोई develop नहीं करेगा. ये theory develop अगर if you want that somebody develop the theory on your behalf, ये बिल्कुल ऐसा है जैसे मैं एग्जांपल नहीं देना चाहता. ओके, जैसे आपका बच्चा कोई और पढ़ रहा है. It is impossible. So make a team. I suggest you to make a team. The second is that improve your network. Why network? Because if you have a link with editors, right? There are many editors, famous editors. If you make a link with editors, they will definitely help you in publication. So develop your team of reviewers and editors. So if you are able to do that, right? So it means you are going to increase your publication. So this is the one of the important aspect. Like normally most of the Indian authors, they have contact with foreign authors. They develop the team. So in one paper, they put the name of the foreign professor, their name, and they will try to publish the paper. So in this way, the publication will increase your network. Paraphrasing versus plagiarism. Why I'm writing this paraphrasing and plagiarism? Because one of the major problem of Indians is the English. So there are two types of English. One is the translated English, and second is the natural English. 90% of the scholars, they write English after translation. मतलब वो पहले कहते हैं मैं जा रहा हूँ, I am going. So basically, you are translating the sentences. Most of the Indians are having this habit of translation, right? So this translation English will not help you in publication. 90% of the papers are rejected because of the poor English of the Indians. So writing good English means how to communicate your idea with the help of a good English is must. So improve your English reading capability, improve your English writing capability. Without this, publication is भूल जाओ. Without good English, you cannot publish. ये limitation भी है, but क्या करें? अब हिंदी में पेपर लिखोगे तो कोई भी नहीं छापेगा. So this is one of the problem and compulsion and the requirement to write good paper, good English. Art of paraphrasing. This is known as art of paraphrasing. Second, identify the genuine problem, right? In India, the problem is one of the scholars asked me, sir, can you suggest me some good idea for writing the research paper for doing the PhD? I said, yes, do on generative AI, machine or generative AI is a good topic, gamification is a good topic, personal branding is a good topic. So there are many good topics, but in the university, right? So the problem is that in India, it is difficult. First of all, it is difficult to find out a good topic because it is not accepted by others, right? But my suggestion is that be focused on uh, choosing new topic, write a paper on that, and you will get more citation. So find out the emerging topics. Now the next is reading habit. So this is the major problem in teaching. देखिए प्रॉब्लम क्या है जिंदगी में एक बार पढ़ लिया और पूरी जिंदगी वही स्लाइड चलती है देयर आर मेनी प्रोफेसर्स आई हैव सीन इन माय लाइफ दे वंस मेड ए स्लाइड जिंदगी में एक बार स्लाइड बना लेते हैं जैसे कुछ सब्जेक्ट ऐसे हैं जो कभी चेंज नहीं जैसे अकाउंटिंग एचआर वो भी सो दी सब्जेक्ट नेवर चेंज lot of very changes if they changes the amount of changes very low. So these kind of people when they made slide once in a year once in a life and will continue to use it 30 years or 20 years, that is bad actually. So you must create something new, read every day at least 2 hours a day. So this is my suggestion that if you want to be good researchers, develop your reading habit, develop the newspaper, develop the magazines, develop the journal, read the journals like that. And be creative and original, be ethical and human. So these are the points which from my side, if you want good citation in your life. So my first topic is over. Now I'm moving to the second topic, which is hypothesis. So some observations of hypothesis I am now sharing with you. And I will give you 15 minutes for asking the query in the last. So now hypothesis in research, there are only 5 hypotheses. पूरी रिसर्च में सिर्फ 5 तरह की हाइपोथेसिस होती हैं. There is no difference, there is no association, there is no impact, there is no relationship like that. So like suppose मैं एक बार फिर से बताता हूँ. The first type of hypothesis is the hypothesis of difference. The first type of hypothesis is known as hypothesis of difference. And for testing the difference, you are using t-test and ANOVA test. So you are using the t-test and ANOVA test. The second type of hypothesis is the hypothesis of relationship. For testing the hypo of relationship, you are applying the correlation analysis. The third type of hypothesis is the hypothesis of association. Hypothesis of association. So hypothesis of association is measured by chi-square test. The fourth type of hypothesis is hypothesis of impact. So hypothesis of impact is measured by regression analysis. And the fifth type of hypothesis is the hypothesis of influence. इम्पैक्ट अलग चीज है, इन्फ्लुएंस अलग चीज है. बहुत लोग कंफ्यूज करते हैं कि इम्पैक्ट एंड इन्फ्लुएंस आर द सेम थिंग. नो. Hypothesis of influence, that is measured by structural equation modeling. So in research there are more than 90% of the hypotheses belong to any of the 5 category. So I hope this is clear. So first of all, you should know that there are only majorly 5 type of hypotheses, and you have to identify that which kind of hypothesis I'm going to frame. Now,
Sir, I am really sorry. Can you just show the slide once more, the earlier one, just for a few seconds? Sorry.
So I hope it is visible now.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Yeah. Can I move?
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So now there are 2 things. One is hypothesis and the theory. If the same hypothesis is tested by many researchers and proved it becomes a theory. एक ही hypothesis को अगर आप बार टेस्ट करके सेम रिजल्ट लाओगे, थ्योरी बन जाएगी. Like for example, I'm giving you the example of 7 theory which are most popular theory in social science. Number 1, theory of planned behavior, theory of reasoned action, stimulus, organism and response theory, TAM theory, UTED theory, user gratification theory. These are the most popular theories applied by the researchers. So why they are theories? Why these are theories? These are the theories because these are tested by thousands of researchers and found the same result. Now, opposite to that is called hypothesis. So why it is a hypothesis and why it is not a theory? Because some people say it is applicable, some people say it is not applicable. I'm giving you one example. In finance, there is one concept called efficient market hypothesis. So according to this theory, according to this hypothesis, the researchers say that stock market is efficient market. ये theory, hypothesis है. Now there are 2 school of thought. Some say that if stock market is not a efficient market, and some say that stock market is an efficient market. So क्या है? Confusion है. What is? So there is a confusion. Some people say that this hypothesis is true. Some say this hypothesis is false. So that hypothesis cannot be a theory. So there are many hypotheses which are still in dilemma. Some says it is true, some says it is not true, and it is actually is not a theory. So this is the difference between hypothesis and theory. I hope it is clear. Now, hypothesis hai kya? What is hypothesis? Hypothesis is a statement of assumption, which may be true, may not be true. Hypothesis is a statement about the assumption. Hypothesis is a statement about the assumption which can be tested statistically. A hypothesis can be defined as a statement of assumption which can be tested statistically and can be true or false. So is hypothesis. Now, there are 2 type of hypothesis. So, yeah. Hypothesis number 1, it is compulsory in quantitative research, and it is not required for qualitative research. Hypothesis is only required for quantitative research, not qualitative research. Qualitative research में hypothesis होता ही नहीं है. So first of all, you should know that the qualitative research don't require hypothesis. Only quantitative research require hypothesis. Number one. Okay. So there are two types of hypotheses. Number one, null hypothesis, and number two, alternate hypothesis. There are two types of hypotheses. Null hypothesis means normal hypothesis, natural hypothesis, or neutral hypothesis. Like, for example, male and female are equal. It is by default, male and female are equal. If somebody say that no, they are not equal, it means that person is challenging the normal, right? It means that person is challenging the normal. So that is called alternate hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis say that alternate hypothesis is just opposite to the normal null hypothesis, and it is a kind of challenge which researcher is issuing. So in simple example, if somebody asks that is the performance of the male employees and the performance of the female employees are equal, everybody say yes, they are equal. Everybody is equal. Male and female performance are equal. They are getting equal salary. They are getting equal performance. So everything is equal. It is called null hypothesis. And you need not to prove it. इसको prove भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. It is by default, it is there. Now, a researcher never do the research to prove that the performance of male is equal to performance of female. ये करने के लिए research नहीं चाहिए होती. Research is not required to prove the null. Research is required to challenge the null. Like a doctor say that male and female are not equal, and he proved that the hemoglobin of male is more than hemoglobin of female. So with respect to hemoglobin, male is having higher mean as compared to female. So the researcher, like for example, I'm giving you one example. There is a concept called vitamin D. And in books, it is mentioned that the vitamin D must be 30, around 30. According to my information, I know that in a human body, the ideal value of vitamin D is 30. But I met a doctor, and the doctor said that the Indian environment is such that we have excessive heat, excessive cold. Therefore, human being is not have a habit of exposure of sun. क्योंकि या तो गर्मी है तो बहुत गर्मी है, अब ठंड है तो बहुत ठंड है, अब इंडियन बेचारा धूप में रहता ही नहीं है. The problem is that we are not exposed to the sun. So he challenged that the average vitamin D of Indians are very poor. So what doctor is doing, doctor is challenging the null hypothesis. And he takes the sample of 400 patients and taking the data and prove that the average vitamin D of Indian is only 10. ये भी surprising है. The average vitamin D of Indians is only 10. If he is not on medication, the average vitamin D is very poor. And because of that, most of the Indians are suffering from many problems coming out of vitamin D. So the researcher is challenging the null. Now, many questions, I face many questions about the null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. That which hypothesis we should write in the research paper, which hypothesis we should write in the PhD thesis. All of you have faced this scenario. I'm telling you, right? This question always comes in your life, that whether to write the null hypothesis or to write the alternate hypothesis in the research. And some professors even say that don't think about null and alternate, write the both. Dono likh do. Right? So there is a solution always. Now the question is that, can we write null hypothesis in the thesis? Can we write null hypothesis in the paper? Answer is no. you are not allowed to write the null hypothesis. Why? On what ground I am saying this? I checked more than 1,000 papers and found null hypothesis in none of the paper. मैंने randomly 1,000 पेपर लिए, एक बार मेरे को जोश चढ़ गया कि देखते हैं, let's see क्या होता है. So randomly I found 1,000 papers, research papers, both are Q1 and Q2 and high research papers, high quality research papers published in high impact factor journals. And I found that in none of the research paper, एक में भी नहीं high, एक भी ऐसा पेपर नहीं था जिसमें null hypothesis हो. So I hope you can understand my point. So in all 1,000 papers, which I selected randomly to check whether they are writing the alternate hypothesis and null hypothesis, I found that all of them mention only alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis is not allowed to write in the thesis and the research paper. लेकिन हमारा इंडिया इतना ग्रेट है भाई साहब कि प्रोफेसर अल्टरनेटिव काट के लिखवाते हैं, नल लिखो. तो मेरी एक से बहस हो गई कि भाई सर आप कैन यू टेल मी ऑन व्हाट ग्राउंड यू आर राइटिंग द नल हाइपोथेसिस. So he say that, sir, I read the statistic book and in book it is mentioned the null hypothesis. तो मैंने कहा सर ये किताब अलग है और रिसर्च पेपर अलग है. In books you can write the null hypothesis because you have to solve the question. आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना है ना वहां पे, फिर चेक करना है कि इसको हटाऊं या रिमूव करूं या एक्सेप्ट करूं रिजेक्ट करूं. So if you are solving a problem in the exam, you can write the null, no problem at all. But you are not allowed to write the null hypothesis, the research paper and thesis. So I hope you are getting my point. So the null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis, it is a very controversial concept in India. And I have a discussion, argument with so many professors about this. But let's see. So if you are aware, you are better. So key points to be noted. In the process of hypothesis testing, the null hypothesis initially is assumed to be true. Data is collected and examined to determine whether the evidence is strong enough to the alternate hypothesis. भाई आपका काम जो है alternate को support करना है. The job of the researcher is to support the alternate hypothesis, not to accept or reject the null hypothesis. Burden is placed on the researcher to show using sample information that the null hypothesis false. So if the sample information is sufficient, then it means you can reject the null and can support the alternate hypothesis. Okay. Now in hypothesis testing, there are some problems and methods. So it is, although it is a little technical, but let me try to explain. In hypothesis testing, the most important concept is sampling distribution. So in sampling distribution, we want to calculate that what is the percentage of chances of making the error. जब हम hypothesis check करते हैं, तो उसमें error की संभावना होती है. थोड़ा सा error तो by chance होगा ही होगा. This error is called error by chance or error of chance. Right? This error of chance is calculated by standard error. So we want that some error is possible in hypothesis testing, and this error is called standard error. And beyond standard error, it means you are making drastic mistake. So the standard error is the basic of hypothesis testing, right? The standard error is the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. थोड़ा सा mathematical है कि suppose I ask 100 people to do a survey on their own sample. So everybody give me the answer. Can I expect everyone answer is same thing? No, answer is no. भाई उनके आंसर में थोड़ा बहुत डिफरेंस तो होगा ही होगा. So if you calculate the standard deviation of all these sample mean, if you calculate the standard deviation of the sample mean, it is called standard error. But most of the time we are not following this process. We are using some approximation formula. So if you divide standard deviation of a sample by its sample size, this is also a proxy of calculating the standard error. Okay. Now, with the help of this standard error, ये जो लाल बॉक्स में लिखा हुआ है, this is standard error. So we calculate a range. कि भाई in this range, if the value comes, we accept that it is equal to x. हम एक range बना लेते हैं. X mean plus minus standard deviation, standard error multiplied by the Z value. Z value depends upon your confidence level, maybe 95% or maybe 99%. So within this range, if your value sample mean comes, it means it is equal. If it is come beyond this range, that is called rejection region. So on the basis of this, we do the confidence interval method, means acceptance region, beyond it, rejection region. So if the sample mean lies in the rejection region, it means null is rejected, and it is lying in the acceptance region, null is accepted. So this is the statistical concept. But when you calculate it from the software have different method of calculating the hypothesis or testing the hypothesis. The method is called p-value approach. Almost 100% of the software nowadays are testing the hypothesis using the p-value method. So they say that whenever the p-value is less than 0.05, reject the null. Whenever the p-value is more than 0.05, fail to reject the null. So in this way, we can examine the hypothesis with the help of p-value. So p-value approach is used in the statistics to test the hypothesis. Okay, so there are two possibilities, type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 error means when you are rejecting a true hypothesis. Hypothesis सही थी, आपने reject कर दी, it is called type 1 error. The second is that if you are accepting the false hypothesis, then this is called type 2 error. So in hypothesis testing, there are two type of errors. The type 1 error is explained by alpha and second by beta. तो हम क्या करते हैं कि type 1 error को fix कर लेते हैं, alpha को छोड़ देते हैं. So type 1 error is called level of significance. So level of significance, normally we keep 5%, and keeping with 5%, 95% is the confidence level of hypothesis testing. Okay, so this is little technical, but this is the basic view of hypothesis testing. So you frame the hypothesis on the basis of your literature, on the basis of your proposal, and propose the hypothesis. So you can only propose alternate hypothesis, you cannot propose null hypothesis. And then hypothesis must be examined by proper test. Like for example, if you are making the hypothesis of association, you cannot apply correlation test. If you are applying the hypothesis of difference, you cannot apply regression test. So suitable test must be required to examine the hypothesis. So I'm giving you one example. In the court, if you go to a court, in the court, there are three important things. Number one, judge. Number two, lawyer. Number three, evidence. Number four, culprit. Right? So ये चार चीजें होती हैं. क्या क्या? एक आपका जज होगा, एक आपका एविडेंस होगा, एक लॉयर होगा, और एक कल्प्रिट होता है. So in the research, when you are conducting a research, you are the judge. The statistical test is the evidence. Statistical test is the evidence. And the data is lower. And hypothesis is the culprit. Right? Because you are concluding, you have to make conclusion about the culprit. आपका जो conclusion निकलेगा वो किसके बारे में निकलेगा? Culprit के बारे में. So that is null hypothesis. How to conclude on the basis of the data? है ना? तो data is the lawyer. Lawyer will tell you. कैसे? How the lawyer will tell you? By applying a statistical test and generating the evidence. जो आपके result आएंगे वो क्या होंगे? Evidence. And on the basis of the evidence, who will decide? You, yourself. So you are the judge. So research is a very interesting thing. It is excellent thing. And if you can develop your research mindset, you can change your life. Understanding of the theories, understanding of the research, understanding of the concepts is a great thing. And if you do a small practice on research, you can change your life. So in the last 1 or 2 minutes, I'm just giving you my information. I have a YouTube channel in the name of the Research Shiksha. I request you to subscribe that because I uploaded more than 150 lectures, video lectures in my channel. I hope you will enjoy. The name of the channel is same, Research Shiksha. So you can, my mobile number and his email ID is everything is there in this PPT. So from my side, thank you very much. Now I'm giving you 15 minutes
Thank you.
to answer to ask any query if you have.
What a wonderful presentation from Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan sir side. We can see in the chat box also, sir, everyone enjoyed. And the comments are raining, very informative, great sessions and all. So you can also see the chat box, sir. Everyone enjoyed this session. You have described, I mean, each and every knowledge regarding citations, hypothesis, and we all require these type of knowledge to improve our academic career. So thank you so much, Ajay sir, for a very great and informative session. Now the question and answer round. Aarti ma'am, you please, you can ask later. We can allow participant first.
It was such a great session that I
know you are also
actually, it was
excited.
very
ma'am.
difficult. It was really difficult to control myself within
No,
the
no.
session.
We can take the participant first, then you will ask.
Yes.
So participant, any participants who want to ask any question, they can just click on raise icon, raise hand icon. This is the opportunity you can ask to sir. Yeah, Kushali Mehta, please unmute. You can ask. Please unmute yourself. And please keep your video on. Those who are asking question, please keep your video on. Yes, Kushali ji, please ask to sir. Kushali Mehta.
Hello, good evening. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible. You can.
I have a question to ask. Recently, I've written a joint paper and it's titled A Study on Impact of Corporate Governance. A study on impact of corporate governance on financial performance of selected listed Indian pharmaceutical companies. My question is that how do I try to find out its H index? Is it with the help of Google Scholar?
Kushali ji, can you please?
आपको
Sir,
H index किसका निकालना है?
Sir, 1 minute. Kushali ji, please keep your video on because those who want to ask, please keep your video on. This is a rule of our association.
Yes, sir, just a moment.
Yeah, please. Yes, sir, please.
देखिए खुशहाली मेहता, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि आप एच इंडेक्स किसका निकालना चाहते हो? जर्नल का, ऑथर का, किसका?
Of author.
ऑथर तो आप ही है ना?
जी sir.
So, if you want to understand your H index, you have to make account in Google Scholar and upload the paper published by you, right? In that, and the Google calculate very easily. देखिए
Okay.
आप ना गूगल स्कॉलर पे जाना,
जी.
गूगल स्कॉलर पे अपना प्रोफाइल बनाना,
Okay.
वो आपसे पूछेगा कि आपने जो जो आर्टिकल अभी तक पब्लिश किए हैं वो इसमें ऐड कर दो, या आप ऐड पे क्लिक करो, आर्टिकल को सर्च करो, आ जाएगा, क्लिक कर दो, ऐड हो जाएगा।
Okay.
ठीक है, बड़ा सिंपल 5 मिनट का प्रोसेस है।
Okay.
तो सॉफ्टवेयर खुद कैलकुलेट करके आपका एच इंडेक्स निकाल के दे देगा।
And for instance, if I want to find out that how many viewers have viewed this paper, then how do I try to find out?
ऑल साइटेशन विल कम।
Okay. Okay, sir.
So
Thank you
number
so
of
much.
citation, yes, it will definitely come, and you should make your profile in Google Scholar because there is no other way to calculate that.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. My question has been answered.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vishali ji. Anyone else who want to ask to sir? Anyone? I think Snehata ma'am has right in the chat box, sir. Ma'am, can you ask directly to the sir? Snehata Jaiswal, please. Can you open up your mic? Please, can you unmute? Please unmute. Snehata Jaiswal. You can ask directly to the sir instead of writing this long message. Please unmute. Snehata. Again, Kushali Mataji, please unmute. You have to ask to sir directly instead of writing the message in the chat box. So I request you to please ask. This is the question answer you can ask. Sir has given us the time to ask till 8 p.m. So you can ask the question to the sir. Kushali ji, if you have any query, you can ask. You are already unmuted. Please
Okay, sir.
ask. Yeah.
So, for example, if there are two authors for a research paper that is written, and if the first corresponding author has already the profile in the Google Scholar, so is it the same procedure applies in order to find out the H index of not only the author but also the
नहीं नहीं,
citation of
देखिए
the
आपको अपना
paper that
प्रोफाइल
is
अलग
written?
बनाना पड़ेगा। You have to make your profile separately and somebody will make profile separately. और अगर आप दोनों ने मिलके पेपर लिखा है तो एक साइटेशन आपको मिलेगा, एक साइटेशन उनको मिलेगा।
Okay.
इक्वल साइटेशन मिलता है।
Okay.
और अगर एक पेपर में 5 लोगों ने भी लिखा है ना तो पांचों को एक एक साइटेशन मिलेगा। सो एवरी टाइम योर पेपर इज साइटेड यू रिसीव one citation each.
Okay.
Good question. We
Okay.
also got to know about this. Thank you, Kushali.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening, sir. Am I audible, sir? I am Snehata Jaiswal, sir.
Yes,
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 ma'am.
yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt you. Sir, due to vacation, I am not. Now I am audible, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, please
actually,
tell.
sir, actually, there is some network problem. I will read the question. What Snehata Jaiswal want to ask, sir? She is asking null or alternative hypothesis is not mentioned. Then how we will show hypothesis into the thesis? She is confused.
देखिए हाइपोथेसिस में ना, इन हाइपोथेसिस यू हैव टू मेंशन ओनली अल्टरनेट। आपका सवाल क्या है मैं समझ नहीं पाया कि हाउ वी विल शो हाइपोथेसिस मीन हाउ टू शो हाइपोथेसिस। मैं
हाँ, ये मैं
इनका इनका क्वेश्चन जो है ना वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि क्वेश्चन क्या है।
we can do one thing, Snehal Lata ji. You can send the questions to me, or you will call me, and I will ask to the sir, and I will describe. Okay. So anyone else who wants to ask? So Dr. Aarti, now you can ask to sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I had 3 questions, but 2 of them have already been answered because when you answered Ma'am Khushali Mehta, so these were my 2 questions also. This, if there are 2 authors of the paper, will both get this
Yes,
H
yes,
index.
same
So
citation.
you. And so when I open my Google Scholar account, I see 5 papers, 5 of my publications automatically there. I have not added them manually. But can I add the other papers manually also? This is what
Yes,
I
yes,
wanted
yes.
to ask.
Actually, most of the papers, actually, Google Scholar क्या करता है कि अगर आपके नाम का कोई और भी पेपर छप रहा होगा ना, तो उसको भी सजेस्ट करेगा कि ये आपका है किसी और का है. So number one, they will sometimes automatically edit the papers whenever they found similar name. So you can remove them if the paper is not yours, right? And if you want to add any of your paper, you just type the search, click on add, search the paper. If the paper is in Google Scholar, it will definitely come. और उसको आपको क्लिक कर दे कि ये पेपर मेरा है, इसको ऐड कर दो. तो Google will add that paper in your profile and will calculate the citation again.
And thank you so much, sir. And sir, one more thing. If suppose I have authored 5 papers and one paper has a 0 citation, तो जैसे हमने जब calculate किया कि कम से कम इतने papers इतनी बार cited है, तो सर फिर अगर एक paper 0 times cited है और एक paper 5 times cited है, तो क्या हम calculation में फिर उस 0 को भी लेंगे?
नहीं, जीरो साइटेशन एक्चुअली जो भी इंडेक्स निकलेगा ना आपका, चाहे एच इंडेक्स है चाहे जी इंडेक्स है, दैट इज कैलकुलेटेड ऑन द बेस ऑफ साइटेशन. इफ योर पेपर इज नॉट साइटेड, देन इट मींस इट इज नॉट कंट्रीब्यूटिंग एनीथिंग.
ओके, तो मतलब सर जब हम अपना एच इंडेक्स निकालेंगे तो हम उस पेपर को काउंट ही नहीं करेंगे या फिर हम एच इंडेक्स
काउंट
ही
ही नहीं
नहीं
करेंगे
मिलेगा?
आप उसको काउंट ही
जी
नहीं
जी,
करोगे, उसका
तो
कोई
क्योंकि उसमें
कंट्रीब्यूशन ही नहीं है.
0 है, नहीं है। जी जी जी। सर ये मेंडले पेड है या फ्री है सर?
मेनली फ्री है.
अच्छा, ओके सर. सर थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू.
Thank you. Yes,
थैंक
Nilata
यू,
ji,
थैंक यू.
you can try again. Last,
या
you can try again. Please. Your voice is not audible. There is some network problem from your side, Nilata ji.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please ask.
Am I audible?
पूछिए मैम, पूछिए जल्दी.
Okay, okay, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I have some doubt. Actually, you said आपने बताया सर कि अल्टरनेटिव फेजेस में अल्टरनेटिव अगर हम दोनों को नहीं शो करना चाहे तो क्या एग्जैक्ट फॉर्मेट होगा, मींस कि H0 H1 करके या
आपकी आवाज
क्या
वैसे आ
व्हाट इज
तो
द
नहीं रही
एग्जैक्ट
है मेरे
फॉर्मेट
को
टू शो हाइपोथेसिस एंड
क्लियर.
थीसिस बिकॉज़ इट्स
देखिए,
मैम
देखिए
आपकी
आपकी
आवाज नहीं आ रही
आवाज
नलता जी,
नहीं आ रही
आपकी
है,
आवाज
लेकिन
नहीं आ रही है,
आंसर मेरा
बाद में
बड़ा
पूछ
क्लियर है.
लीजिएगा.
किसी भी थीसिस या हाइपोथेसिस, किसी भी थीसिस में पेपर में नल होता ही नहीं है, ओनली अल्टरनेट.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So anyone who wants to ask? I think, sir, thank you so much, sir. Everyone is satisfied, I think. Kushali Mehta again. Okay. You can ask your last question, Kushali ji.
Sir, if the null hypothesis is not written neither in research paper nor in proposal or in thesis, then why
No.
it is so much emphasized to mention it in these 3, that is research paper or
देखिए,
proposal or thesis?
देख मैं बताता हूँ, रिसर्च पेपर में तो अगर आप नल लिखोगे तो पेपर रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा.
Okay.
इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड के अकॉर्डिंग तो नल हाइपोथेसिस होता ही नहीं है.
Okay.
होता ही नहीं, आपको कोई पेपर मिलेगा ही नहीं जिसमें नल हो. ठीक
Okay.
है. और अगर आपको कोई प्रेशराइज कर रहा है
Yes.
तो इसका मतलब उसने कोई रिसर्च पेपर लिखा ही नहीं आज तक.
But sir, so far as the reference book of research methodology written by Dr. C.R.
किताब
Kothari,
अलग होती है ना. देखो, बुक्स आर स्टैटिस्टिक. आप यू आर नॉट ए स्टैटिशियन, यू आर डूइंग रिसर्च.
okay,
देखिए, जो नल हाइपोथेसिस होती है वो सिर्फ किताबों में मिलेगी, रिसर्च पेपर में नहीं मिलती है. देयर आर प्रैक्टिसेस एंड देयर आर जो hypothesis है ना, that is a practice of the research,
Okay.
right? So you can do one thing, you can find out some good research papers and see, are they writing alternate or they writing null? नल हाइपोथेसिस जो होती है ना, वो सवाल सॉल्व करने के लिए लिखी जाती है कि इस सवाल का नल हाइपोथेसिस ये है और उसके बेसिस पे मेरा ये कंक्लूजन है. सो इफ यू आर सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चन इन एग्जाम, यू कैन राइट नल, नो प्रॉब्लम. बट व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग थीसिस और पेपर, नल इज नॉट अलाउड.
Okay. Okay, sir.
और अगर आपसे कोई कह रहा है ना, तो उसको समझाओ कि सर ये रिसर्च है, मतलब स्टेटिस्टिक नहीं है.
Okay. Sir, may I please request you to, if you could elaborate this with the help of an example?
एग्जाम्पल क्या, आप कोई भी 10 पेपर उठा लो और चेक कर लो खुद कि इसमें नल है या अल्टरनेट है.
Yes, sir. That I have
इसमें
came across.
एग्जाम्पल इसमें ना एग्जाम्पल नहीं मिलेगा आपको. यू जस्ट सी योरसेल्फ कि आप कोई रेंडमली 10 पेपर निकालो, चेक करो कि आपने लिटरेचर रिव्यू तो किया ही होगा ना,
Yes,
तो
sir.
आपके पास पेपर होंगे ही, है ना.
Yes, sir.
ये
Yes.
तो मैं सभी को कह रहा हूँ कि एनीबडी, नॉट यू, एनीबडी कैन डू इट. जस्ट फाइंड आउट 10 पेपर रेंडमली एंड चेक वेदर द नल इज रिटन देयर, और अगर किसी पे नल लिखा हो ना, तो मुझे जरूर दिखाना. मुझे नहीं मिला आज तक.
Okay. Sir, it alternate hypothesis is written.
ऑलवेज.
So with
Okay.
this question that I could ask you, it has been helpful to me, and I would make sure that no mistakes in the reference of writing research paper or any other shall happen further.
So
Thank you so much, Kushal ji. Thank you. So, please, before I invite Dr. Aarti for a formal vote of thanks, I request everyone to please keep your videos on for some screenshots. So, Dr. Aarti, I request you to please give formal vote of thanks on behalf of organizer. Dr. Aarti Chopra, Joint Secretary, Inspira Research Association. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I am so speechless that actually I did not find the proper words to thank Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan, sir. Sir, the aspect, the topic which is so complicated, which is research, it is complicated for most of us, but the way you have actually made the whole approach so clear, lucid, marvelous, wonderful, simple, interesting. What all I should say about your session, sir. You made the whole critical aspect so simple and understandable for all of us. We are so grateful, sir. We really appreciate the time you have spared for us and given us such an important, such an excellent information in such simple words. It was so easy for us to understand the things which we find very difficult. And so many a times I have tried to understand what is the concept of H index many a times through Google, but Google was also not able to explain in such a beautiful manner the way you did. We are really thankful, sir. Your diligence, your direction has actually inspired us and built a different kind of confidence among the participants, I am sure, because it has built a confidence in me also. And sir, I'm thankful to you not only from the side of organizers, Nirwan University, Jaipur, and Inspira Research Association, but also from the side of the whole teaching community. Because sir, the whole community of researchers and academicians need a person like you who make the things easier for them to understand so that they don't waste their time here and there to find the information that is not useful also. और सर आपके लिए यही कहूंगी कि जैसा सुना था वैसा पाया है, rather उससे ज्यादा पाया है, because I heard a lot of good things about you, but it is the first time I have got an opportunity to hear from you. So thank you so much, sir. Keep blessing us, keep enlightening us. Thank you so much, Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan, sir, from the side of the organizers and also each and every participant. Sir, our chat box is full of thank you and gratitude for you. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan, sir. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much, all the participants. And once again, we will meet tomorrow at the same time on another great topic on mechanics of writing by Dr. Hina Thanki from Gujarat Technological University. And she will teach in this style formats, spelling, punctuation, insertion of page numbers, figures, tables, headers, footers, and all that. These are also important topics for us.